What is going on, gamers? In today's video, we're starting off with a little 5-minute time lapse here of me digging out a ton of this underground Dwarven city here. If this is your first video and you haven't been following along with the series, definitely make sure you backtrack a little bit so you can see exactly what we're working on here. I think we're about 60 hours into this build now, probably more because I spent so much time doing this yesterday, off video and off stream. But man, we're digging out a huge space under here so we can have intersecting bridges and lots of Dwarven style buildings floating in the sky on little islands with spiky cave spikes all up on the ceilings and down on the floor. It's going to be fantastic, but man, it's honestly very hard to keep up with this process here. But I wanted to take this time during this time lapse to answer some of you guys' questions from yesterday. So the first one I'm going to start off with is We're Just Gaming says, I'm curious, man, how many base altars are you using for this project? Well, believe it or not, it's actually only one maxed out, very strategically placed altar for this entire base. It's actually pretty insane, but we did a lot of math on it a few days ago. I think the episode 10 maybe is where we talked about that, but yeah, a lot of math involved. We're Just Gaming also says this is unnecessary or insanely unnecessary, and I love it. I'm glad you love it because I think it's really stupid too, but it's also been quite the eye catcher, and everybody's been enjoying keeping up with it too. So that's pretty awesome. Patrick says this is looking effing unreal. I can't wait to see it done. Keep up the great work, man. Thank you so much, Patrick. You're freaking awesome, dude. I appreciate the comments. Liam Smith says, in the interest of double handling, instead of placing a block to delete terrain, try using terrain blocks and just delete terrain. Well, the reason that I'm doing this the way that I'm doing it with foundations is actually two reasons, and I've mentioned this many times on my stream because I get this comment quite often, actually. The terrain blocks don't snap. And if you notice anything about the way that I've been doing this, it looks very pretty and very covered and lined. I am former Marine Corps, so I am extremely OCD when it comes to squaring things away, as we say in the Marines. But the terrain block is also a 1x8x8, so you have to use the terrain block 4 times in order to get the same effect. And it's also not going to be squared away enough, so I just like doing it this way. It might be better or worse, who knows, but this is definitely the way I prefer it for sure. Next, Triple Bud says, coming along extremely nice, man. Can't wait to see the finished build, if that's even possible. Always improving. I totally believe him, man. Is it even possible for me to finish this? I have no idea. What a crazy huge project I've got going on here for sure. Let's see here. User XB8VB6SD9J says, I hope the devs see this. It's really great. I hope they do too. And I know that I think they've been watching in the background as it progresses. But yeah, I hope they see it too. I'm sure they're pretty blown away by the advantages I'm taking with their awesome building system in the game. Next, Stefan says, are you actually collecting all the resources for this, or are you just using mods? Not that I'd blame you, just curious. So for anybody that's been following me for a long time, you know I'm extremely against exploits. I really like the satisfaction of harvesting and collecting everything myself and building things like this, you know, with blood, sweat, and tears. So to answer your question, no mods. I farm everything. As you can see, like everything that I'm doing right now doesn't really require anything at all. And yesterday when I started this project, I actually had to go back and dig. The way that I collect stone for these cobblestone foundations is I just go dig straight down until my pickaxe breaks, and it gets me about 50,000 blocks on one run with my pickaxe. So that's pretty much what we got going on here. And it took roughly 250,000 to go from one corner to the other for this big open area down here. Next, Cali Bear says, use campfires for click lighting so you can see. Now, I actually took this advice yesterday when I started out this project, and I was pretty stoked. I made like 100 campfires, and I placed them all down and got them all lit up, and because your little spirit ball thing has to light them, which I learned about that after I started placing them all down and half of them were on. But Yeah, I placed 100 campfires down, and about 20 minutes later, they all went out, and then I had to go pick them all back up again, and I was sad because I forgot that that was the thing. So campfires were good for a little bit, but not for like a long-term thing. Absolutely. Axon says at this point, it's like you're just building a new POI that will be added to the game. Yeah, that would be freaking sweet. Mac Hankins says, thanks for saving a few for the video and explaining some of the techniques that matter. So this was on yesterday's video when I saved a little bit of the build techniques I used for some of the lighting inside of the main entryway of the cavern. I appreciate that you appreciate that. Absolutely, Mac. Thanks, man. Tiago says, my man, you're insane. Your patience must be from another world. Yes, I actually purchased it for 27 credits on Mars. It's very expensive patience, but you know, I've got some of it. So Matasan2534 says, best series at YouTube. I'm just in love with the whole concept, and I'm unable to play on PC at the moment, so this is just perfect. I'm so glad you like it, man. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the kind words. And yeah, I think that's oh, we got one more comment here. 57 Didjo says, I love watching all episodes and seeing the evolution of this project and all in solo. Yes, I'm doing it all on my own. This is all just me, man. But there's something that triggers me. How did you do for having this stars like on your weapon? Okay, so they were talking about the stars down on my legendary weapon and on all the tools. So essentially all you do is you just go to game settings and you just tick this thing down at the bottom of the screen that says show icon for item rarity, and just turn that on, and that'll pop it up for sure. So yeah, with that being said, we'll actually get into me just doing a little bit here in this video. We did not complete anything upstairs decor wise last night because I did spend the entire stream just chatting and digging out this this crazy canal here, at least because I wanted to see how far down we could go. And we did a lot of math last night, and essentially our altar is up here in this central room. It can still actually come down like another 40, but I really don't think we need to do it. We'll just leave it there probably. But this staircase is 20 blocks and this staircase is 20 blocks, so that's 40 plus 2 on the altar itself, because you got to allocate in for that extra 2 for the height of the altar. But if we take that and we drop down here 8 and another 4, so that's 12 and another 4, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40, 44. So 44 and 40 is 84 plus the 2 is 86, and we can go 160 blocks down. So we are currently right here 86 blocks below the altar, which is ridiculous that we can still go double the distance down, another 20 or so foundations, which is crazy. But I don't know where I want to stop or if I want to even go the whole way, because like when I tell you guys yesterday, like up to this point right here, like just this flat area before I started digging all this out, was about 8 to 10 hours of just straight adding and removing foundations to dig this out. Now this project will get finished. I will finish this, especially the digging part. I will get it done. And then once we get it done, if you can visualize, you know, a big bridge coming off here connecting to an island kind of out in the middle, and then bridges going off that island in both directions, and then spike, you know, stalactites and things hanging from the ceilings. This project is ridiculous. It is just so stupid especially for one person, and no cheating and all that other good stuff. But man, I'm really in it for the end game and for the story and just for the adventure and the time to be able to do this. So I really appreciate you guys supporting me with comments and likes and subs and everything. And, you know, on our road to 100,000 subscribers, it's freaking a crazy, crazy thing. And it does suck that we ended up running into some shroud. Now on the outside of the mountain here is obviously shroud, and unfortunately we're way too far into the project to care. So we're just gonna kind of go with it. You can't build in the shroud, unfortunately, but I can go through and mine everything out if I want to do that. Now we did come pretty close to the build area out here. You can kind of see where the line ends right there, where it starts to turn left. So we're really not too far off, but we won't be able to take 100% advantage of everything. But after, I'm just leaving this corner in the center here open, obviously for the additional light, because it is very dark in here, and I cannot afford to make 10,000 million candles to put all over the place and place them and take them down and all that good stuff. So just doing work with what I can at the moment. But I'm not going to bother digging anymore, since I just dug for an hour in that first 5-minute time lapse there to do all this cutaway corner here. But I think what we will do is I am going to do a little bit of work on this stuff, but I'm out of city block walls and I need more. And I believe I have some. Okay, I don't have dirt or stone, so let me show you guys how I get the dirt and stone to make all these city wall blocks. All right, so for dirt, I'll just come like outside of a build area. It's no big deal, you know, just kind of find somewhere to take off the top layer. So only the top layer gives you dirt, by the way. And for city wall blocks, you need dirt and stone, but you get anywhere between 6 and 8 dirt per swing. You really don't need to do this for very long, but this is pretty much how I collect dirt. Now I've got a pretty cool way. If you have a name brand mouse like SteelSeries or Logitech or anything like that, you have the ability to set up macros on your mouse, which is essentially going to be able to, you know, rather than duct taping a stapler to your mouse to hold down left click or something like that, you can just use a mouse macro to kind of hold down the button for you, which is essentially what I've got set up for when we start doing the stone part. So let me get the rest of this dirt and I'll show you how I do that. All right, so real quick, I have a SteelSeries mouse. So I've got the SteelSeries program here, and essentially works the same way with other name brand mouses. You can go into your mouse program and do pretty similar things. But I have an Enshrouded macro list here set up that my button number 3, which is my middle mouse click, pretty much when you click it, I have it set to toggle auto repeat every 1 millisecond. So more or less I toggle it on and then it'll just sit there and mine the rocks for me, so I don't have to, like, you know, duct tape something to my mouse. And then I've got button number 4, which is this guy on the side that spams spacebar. So when I go to actually like make these building pieces, you know, I don't have to sit there and smash my spacebar 10,000 times. I just click one button, saves a lifetime on the spacebar. Same thing with right click here. My button number 5 will spam the right click, which I kind of set up to help me remove foundations, but ended up not really utilizing that anymore. So I think I'm just going to reset this back to default. There we go. All right, so let me show you these 2 buttons in action. We'll do a little time lapse here of me digging, and I'll just click one button and let it do its thing. Alrighty, now that the pickaxe is broken, I'm just going to teleport back home, repair it, and I'll show you guys the spacebar macro that I got to help me craft all these blocks. You feel me? Space is a little laggy since I've been working at the other place. I don't know if it's just takes a while to load in or something, All right, city wall blocks. Here we go. So I'm just going to press my one button. And you can see that until I unclick it, it is just spamming the bejesus out of city block walls. There we go. You can even see it trying to do it if I don't unclick it again. So yeah, that's how I get the walls made. Pretty easy, really. It seems that made roughly 10,360. And I've still got 509 bronze blocks, which I might go ahead and see if I can make some more of those. I'll just turn this on for a second. There we go. That used up all that. So refreshed a little bit on bronze blocks. So now we're headed back over here. For those that were wondering where this location is, you can kind of gauge it. Here's the Springland fast travel, and here's the Rebelwood fast travel. And I'm right here on this mountainside for anybody that wants to check the area out. I wouldn't recommend doing what I'm doing in this area, but you know, it's too late to turn back at this point. But I have had plenty of people ask me that, so. All right, we're back here in the non-laggy area. I don't know why it's so laggy over there. Maybe it could just be because I've spent more time over here. It's had more time to load in and everything, but so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna continue on this specific part right here. We're going to continue that on all the way straight. And yeah, so let's go ahead and figure out exactly how we're going to do that. So we'll get our 1x8 out, and we will try and get it in the right spot. That actually looks all right there. So the way I've been doing this is 2 on the bottom, and we'll carry that all the way over. And I'll go ahead and grab the 1x4 here and make sure I've got bronze selected, and we'll go as high as we can right here, at least up until the that next part. I want to carry this one onward as well if I can. So I think I'm actually going to go ahead and make some temporary platforms to jump up on. Here we go. And if you queue and scroll all the way in and use your floors, you can actually double jump and kind of make yourself almost a ladder so you can have a better look at everything. Let's turn snapping off, and bada boom right there. And you can see that I've got 2 more city block walls above that. So we'll go ahead and put that there, and then 1 more bronze above that. Now, if we just continue this onward, that will, you know, help us get this done. Easy peasy. Now for this very top row, since I've only got 1 bronze showing through on the other side, that's all I'm going to do on this side. Just carry it over right there, just like that. There we go. Kind of taps into that a little bit. And we will undo this part. Oops. Just like that. And we will see if we can continue on with this down here straight all the way into the wall. I did do some experiments per se with like bringing this trim down with the stairs, and it just looks terrible, honestly. So for those of you that have probably already typed in the comments suggesting something like that, I've already tried it and it looks bad. So I think the idea of just kind of adding columns every so often amongst this, kind of like we did here, like with this column here, kind of helps add a little bit more depth to it. So I'll go back after this is all installed and probably add some columns. Speaking of columns, in this bottom corner, I'm going to go ahead and add just a column in the corner that we can attach things to. That'll look pretty good. Should look pretty good. We get the vertical guy here and put this on bronze. I think that's about the right spot. Hopefully. Might have to, oops, might have to take 1 row off of that. But if we bring this all the way down, then we can, let's say, like remove 1 piece off of this. Actually 2, because we want the bottom, we'll want that bottom row to be 2 for sure. So we'll tuck this in like that. Carry this over. and add bronze on the top of that. There we go. Trying to keep cohesiveness with the entire build, make sure that it's all, you know, similar and the same as much as we can. So now we can connect this part. Oops. Looks like I did go one too high there. It's fine. Go ahead and add that in. That way we can go up to the ceiling with the remainder of the bronze. Like this. Voila. Grab the rest of our city block walls. Fill in this part right here. Just like that. Perfect. And then that starts to add a little bit of more depth to this room itself. We've got all that carrying over from the top and from right here. And then now we can come in and add probably close to the bottom of the stairs to kind of match what we did up here. Right here at the bottom of the stairs, we'll add another column. So let's get that out. And yeah, we'll put it right there. That's fine. Okay, and we'll take that all the way up. Might have to build me kind of a staircase here to get all the way up there, maybe. There we go, just like that. Okay, so now we can come through with the bronze trim, trim up the inside walls. This gives us a little bit of a breakup between the stone and the bronze as well. Going like this with the stone, bronze, stone. Back to the other side. Looking pretty dang cool. And then one of the more final things that we'll do is come through here and put all the torches on the walls and add more decoration. I mean, you know, a lot of people are like, "Oh, it'd look really cool if you would have done this first." And man, it just takes a lot of time, as you can tell. So yeah, at this point, you know, we can add more columns here. Possibly if I can get it in the right spot. There we go, to match up with that column there. That looks right. And we come in with the bottom piece. This. Drag that all the way over. And we just kind of continue our pattern, you know. Continue our pattern onward. We can take this all the way up to the ceiling. So it's a little bit more cohesive, just like that. And then the same thing here. Make sure it's overlapping by one out there like that. And just take it all the way up, man. Take it all the way up. And then we can even, at this point, come down here and add a little bit here because we know the trim will be going on the inside of this. Man, I definitely had some issues placing all that there, especially this column too. I screwed that up. There we go. Yep, just like that, man. Same thing, rinse and repeat over and over again. As long as we got the materials, we're out here. We're out here building, baby. Probably gonna go ahead and wrap it up pretty closely to now. Make sure you guys, if you haven't yet, definitely hit the like button and consider subscribing. I'd greatly appreciate it. Tomorrow we're going to start hitting some Nightingale. I am going to keep up with this build and maintain this build with daily videos, but I'm going to start throwing some Nightingale videos in there as well. So if you have any interest in that, also, I will definitely be covering it. But for now, this game's building is just sheesh, man. It's so good. So good. I can't help myself. Oops, I forgot that I'm going to go crossways there. Delete all that. All right. Well, anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Much love. And yeah, see you guys on the next one. Peace.